Hi, I'm Nikki Renoir, demonstration artist and trainer for Inception. Today we're going to talk about printing. I'm in a rundown right now, and to print either your rundown or your scripts, you're going to navigate to this print icon. At the top of our rundown, it's the second button in. When I click that print icon, this form appears, and I have several options here. First, let's talk about printing a rundown. In that case, we really want to make sure we've created a perspective that displays exactly the columns that we want to see when printing the rundown. If you're unfamiliar with how to create a perspective, go check out that perspectives video located in the Inception U section of our website. Once you've created those perspectives, you can use them here when you're printing a rundown. Here I'll select Print Producer Perspective, and Inception will only use the columns saved in that perspective for this print. You'll see here that the list of columns under the section that's called Columns has changed to reflect only those that are saved from my perspective. Under Elements, we have three options here. We can print the entire rundown, print selected rows, or simply the selected block. Under Format, if we're printing the rundown, we'll select Running Order Only for the format of this print. There are some advanced options here when printing the rundowns. We can decide whether or not we want to include page breaks between stories, include floated stories, or include child social media stories from our rundown. When I click Print, a preview will pop open, and so will the print options for whichever browser I am using. Now let's talk about printing scripts. This time under Format, I'm going to select Scripts Only. This is a great option if you want to print all of the stories, all of the scripts that exist in your rundown. Here, when you select Scripts Only, the rest of the form changes to reflect new options. We can toggle the font size of those scripts and enforce script double spacing here. There are a few new advanced options when selecting the Scripts Only format. Here, we can decide whether or not we want page breaks, include floated stories, child stories, break stories, empty stories, or that blue instruction text that may be typed in a script. When selecting Print here, again, Inception will pop open a preview. Notice in this preview that the scripts will print in that traditional two-column view. Here where our production cues and our instructions, if included in this print, would be on the left-hand side of the script. On the right-hand side of the script, we see our black text from Inception and any green sound on tape text that may exist. There is a third option for printing scripts and a rundown, and that is printing the running order with scripts. When printing a running order with scripts, keep in mind we'll be printing the grid view of that rundown. So if you'd like to use a special perspective for this print, go ahead and use the Column Selection drop-down menu to select which perspective to enforce for this print of the running order with scripts. You can manually adjust any of the columns that are visible here using the Columns area of this print menu. And again, refer to those advanced settings if you're looking to include or remove certain options from this print. Just like the other two options, when I select Print, a preview will appear on my screen. Note that when I'm printing a running order with scripts, I will get the story from my grid view of my rundown and the story text associated with it. So a running order with scripts as opposed to a running order and scripts. That was a quick look at how to print rundowns and scripts inside of Inception. If you have any other questions, feel free to jump into one of our community forums or visit our help guide. Thanks for watching.